This is Amsa, a beautiful Ark map that has frozen archipelagos, sky temples, a wyvern trench that comes with a map-exclusive wyvern species, scorched dunes, and an extinction wasteland. And if that wasn't painful and varied enough, I added a bunch of modded creatures like the Dominator and the Acrocanthosaurus. My goal is to beat this map in 100 days and tame as many modded creatures as I can. I started off collecting resources to make myself the usual pickaxe, hatchet, and the spear to hunt the local wildlife. After moving a bit inland, I encountered an alpha dodo. Alpha creatures come with bonus health, bonus damage, and when you take them down, they give you loot based on how high of a health they have. And since dodos aren't meant to attack you, I capitalized on this opportunity to get some free loot. Yes! Really, dude? After I moved a bit more inland, I encountered by far the pickiest moss chops I've ever seen. Rare flower, fuck off. Soon enough, I killed a bunch of compies for annoying me. Then I saw a Pegomasax trying to steal my diamond-encrusted butt plug. No, fuck off. I had to get a tame going on, so I walked up to the Nothosaurus and gave it some berries. Boom. Oh, you're a 150. Oh, that's gonna be good. But, Ark being Ark, it decided to crush my balls when it detected I was too happy. Ah, fuck you. No, fuck off. All of my meho berries are gone now. So I quickly punished the thief by giving it a bunch of anal piercings. Die, you stupid... And after having more run-ins with even more pegos while trying to tame the Nothosaurus, I had a bit of a justified crash out. Genuinely, whoever added pegos to the game, right, I hope you see your sister getting fucked by your brother. I then spent the remainder of day 1 taming up the Nothosaurus and also this here Lystrosaurus. And during the early hours of day 2, the Centaur, Corey, you look like a Corythosaurus. And the Lystro was added to the team. After settling up Corey, I decided to head to the nearby caverns to set up a camp and farm some resources. And after all of that farming, I reached level 10 so I can make some reusable bolas. Deciding to put the bolas to work, I went out parasaur hunting, but the baby Nothosaurus wouldn't move the fuck away. Dude, piss off! Wait, what? Fuck off. Moving up the hills, I saw a Pyraptor fighting against a Pinacosaurus. Deciding to help it, I went forwards and bolaed it. But due to unforeseen circumstances, via a Dinotherium, I had to leave. Okay, fuckface died, thank god. I hated that guy. Instead of mourning fuckface's death, I went ahead and brutalized another alpha dodo for its loot. Okay, finally. Please tell me you give me something. Oh, god damn it. Absolute horse shit. I was too poor and too underleveled to tame anything good, so I had to do the cooking pot tech. I went up the mountains and grinded until the morning of day 3 with cooking pots till I was good level enough to get a forge and a smithy.
Day is never finished. Master got me working. Someday Master set me free.
Yes, finally, forge. Metal tools time. I then had to leave because I was freezing to death on top of the mountains. It's absolutely crazy how cold Amsa could get. For those of you who are playing this map for the first time, always level up your fortitude. After going back to the starter beach and committing a bit of compy slaughter, I had finally gathered enough hide to make myself a smithy. Finally. Smithy. I then set up my base, crafted a metal pick, and farmed until I could get a metal hatchet. After I cleared my base, moved a bit more west, I saw a Phosphato, which would be huge to get since it was a really good weight flyer. So I quickly bowled it and then began the process of trying to give it a concussion. The only problem was that I had overestimated how much torpor my club could deal, so it got away. When the day turned to night, I tried to tame up a Pinacosaurus, which was going well until I saw a Paraxionsaurus come out of the water. Oh, no. Neutral in water, aggressive on land. Yeah, fuck you, don't approach me. So I had to quickly bail out. In the early hours of day 4, I went to a lake to hunt some fish. These would be very useful in taming the Osteoraptor since those were piscivorous, meaning they would only eat fish meat. After going back to set up shop, craft some baits, and then begin my taming process, I had finally managed to get a Osteoraptor. Yes! Fish legs. I then took fish legs out for a test drive to hunt some more fish to tame even more Osteoraptors. I tell you, Osteoraptors are genuinely amazing early game tames because they have decently good mobility, decently good damage. They have really good sustain because they can get a healing buff when they harvest fish corpses, and they also can perform a barrel roll underwater. After making some bait by using the ethically sourced fish meat, I tamed up a second Osteoraptor, and then another one. I then cryoed Cory away using the Dino storage mod to keep her safe. And in the early hours of day 5, tamed another Osteoraptor. I then saw a Phosphato stuck in the mesh, so I quickly bowled it and decided to trank it in hopes of taming, but my raptors decided to attack it up to a point where just one hit would kill it, so I failed the tame. Damn it! And after that failure, I tamed up another Osteoraptor to cheer myself up. And later on during day 5, while I was tending to my Osteoraptors, I came across a 135 Phosphato. And, 135. Hello, beautiful. But I failed to account for one thing, which was that I needed to be level 35 to be able to immersive tame it. So, to level up, I began killing, and while I was busy killing even more, a random Tyrannodominator decided to show up. What the f- Due to me being lucky and calling all of my dinos on passive, we made it out of there, except for just one of them. Unlike Fuckface though, I actually cared about these Osteoraptors, so no man left behind. I went back and I whistled it into the water, since Osteoraptors are very fast in water and Tyrannodominators are not. Ostro, no! Shit, go. Oh, okay. After escaping with bricks of shit in my pants to the Green Obelisk Island, I went to harvest some metal, smelt them, and then used the metal to make a dino digitizer so that I can cryo up my dinos to avoid any other Tyrannodominator incidents. And when day 5 was coming to an end, I killed some sheep so that I can get my hands on some sweet juicy mutton. With day 5's end, I got off the Green Obelisk Island back to where I was. Day 6 was mostly spent with me trying to kill a bunch of creatures so that I can level up, and then getting fed up with the Paraxionsaurus and finally deciding to kill the fucker. Piss off, dude, piss off. Okay, you know what? Die. Now you might be thinking, why is it not attacking you? That, my friends, is due to the fearmonger trait Fish Legs has, meaning that on hit, it has a % chance to apply a Uteranus fear to its target. And if that wasn't OP enough, the fear can stack while the enemy still has a fear buff, meaning you can infinitely CC chain it. With the fuck-ass duck finally dead, I decided to move back and saw a baby Tyrannosaur. And since his mom wasn't around to keep him safe, I decided to do what any responsible citizen would do. I then looked up and saw that the Phosphato had taken flight, probably to avoid all the clusterfuck going down there. But to give it any bait, I would need to make balloons, which then I needed to harvest Hesperornis for their organic polymer for. While I was looking for the Hesperornis, I found a mating pair of Cryptocleidas. These things were passive tames, they were able to survive on land, and they were immune to shock. So I tamed up a mating pair of them. I then popped a speed costume onto my Oceraptor to zoom across the desert, because even one deathworm would spell certain doom for me. After saying hi to a peculiar goonch catfish, I finally found a Hesperornis and killed it. Tracing my steps back through the river, I encountered a huge lag spike, then finally realized what has happened. My PC! Turns out the Suchomimus were extremely overspawning, so I finally crafted some balloons, released them to the Phosphato, and then realized all of these efforts were for nothing since the balloons ascended extremely slowly. I then decided to go through the desert yet once more so that I could reach an area I had in mind for a base location. After bullying a Lystra for honestly quite shit loot, I then moved through the rivers and saw a Suchomimus getting spat on by two Venanosaurus. The Venanosaurus were small to medium-sized sauropods. Their main gimmick is that they can eat narcoberries and then turn them into a tranquilizing toxic bile spit. Getting myself one of these would circumvent my narcoberry farming worries. Seeing as one of them were close to death and the Suchomimus was already tranked out, I decided to knock out two birds with one stone. And when day 7 was coming to its end, Goopy Shooter was finally saddled up. I then used Goopy Shooter's massive fucking ass to flatten a Majangasaurus for its parasitic saliva. The Majangasaurus is just a better Carno with better offense and mobility. These things are a knockout tame, but they are mostly torpor immune. The way to tame it is to eat their own parasitic saliva so that they aggro onto you like you eat rare flowers, and then tranking them out. While I was on my way to find another Majanga, I found a Anzu nesting area. Anzus were just cheaper Gigantoraptors they could easily imprint on your dinos and give them extreme growth bonuses, so I really had to get one. The only problem was that they defend their nests relentlessly. I mean, what's the hassle about? I'm just trying to kidnap your kids, motherfucker. After administering it some night-night juice, I kidnapped its future children to either make it into omelets or to be my nannies. After I spotted another Majanga to tame up, I ate its parasitic saliva like Rhea Ripley had just spat in my mouth. I feel like there's a correlation between playing ARK and liking muscular women, but I'm getting sidetracked. When I squared up against the Majangasaurus, there were a couple things I failed to account for. Number one is that this parasitic saliva debuff acted like a rare flower for all Majangas in the area. And another thing was that the tranquilization was very, very slow. And the third one was that they would deal a fuck ton of damage to me. So I had to make a decision between losing my life and losing Goopy Shooter. It's obvious which one I chose. But somehow, against all odds, Goopy Shooter, the fucking MVP, still clung on and managed to survive as I killed the last Majangasaurus remaining. But enough was enough. I valued the sanctity of my asshole and the life of my dinosaurs, so I needed to reach the sky temples really fast. I made a grappling hook and then began my trek upwards. Yes. Yes! Oh my god. Okay, just a tiny bit left. It feels like that fuck-ass game where you play as the guy in a cauldron with a hammer. What was it, like Getting Over It? It feels like that, except much more dinosaur-y and like much more stressful. Okay. Oh, very good. Yes! Oh my god, fucking finally! I'm here! Even though it took me all day, I finally had reached the Sky Temples. The Sky Temples had a special map-exclusive version of Argentavis called the Macabre Argentavis, which was a neutral creature. After letting my dinos out of cryo, I set up my base. I then began to craft some baits because I desperately needed a flyer. So, Mandibuzz was added to the team as our loyal flyer. After settling up Mandibuzz, I went out for a metal run to make myself an upgrade and a salvage station. I also made a kibble maker so that I can enjoy some good dino omelets. Most of day 9 was spent with me exploring now that I had the freedom of flight. On day 10 during my exploration, I found an Inostran Sevia in the redwoods. They are by far one of my favorite prehistoric creatures, so I had to tame them. I started off by dropping some meat baits, which she seemed to enjoy. And with a slight head pat, she joined our team. El Rato. Day 10 seemed to be my most productive day so far, because right after El Rato, I managed to tame a Troodon, a Angaturama, and by the end of the day, an Ankylosaurus. Day 11 was mostly spent with me doing metal runs with my new Enki, when I discovered this. Huh? Oh, that's a portal! You're telling me all this time I could have found this portal, went through it, to come to here instead of playing with my life and my sanity by grappling all the way up here. During day 11's end, I took out El Rato for a test drive. And I'm telling you, she's powerful. Being able to deal bleed damage on basic attacks, being able to climb, having night vision, day and night based buffs, and being able to track alphas. This thing had it all. Okay, not bad, not bad. Good performance. On day 12, while I was testing out El Rato's abilities, I managed to find an Alpha Rex. What the? Oh, 145 T-Rex. Oh, an Alpha. Now you might be thinking I would never be able to take on an Alpha Rex. Unfortunately though, this creature was overpowered as shit, thanks to its bleed damage. What the hell is that damage? What the fuck is that damage? Huh? What? Dude, how? How do you deal this much damage? So yeah, on top of being an excellent traversal mount, this thing was also an alpha killer for some reason. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you can use alpha drops to give it a bunch of bonus abilities temporarily. For example, the Alpha Rex Tooth would apply a armor reduction effect on hit. So yeah, the reason why I won't be using El Rato as much, she's just too powerful. While slowly losing my shit on day 13, I took the Mimic out for a ride. Turns out the Suchomimus is more of a support creature rather than an outright attacker. I decided to head over to the Extinction Wasteland and got jump scared by the first Giga sighting of the video. What? Oh fuck. Going back home, I saw a Dreadnoughtus, and Alpha wanted that. I decided to get a closer look, only for it to slightly nudge me with its neck and kill Mandibuzz in one hit. What the f? So I sent out the Mimic, ran back to get the speed costume, and then went through the portal to return back home. On day 14, I immediately tamed a replacement, named her Breviary, and then, for the rest of day 14, I went out ocean exploring for biotoxin and oil. For day 15, I spent the whole day searching for one specific creature, and finally managed to find it while sun was setting, the Scorpio Venator. And I absolutely adore Scorpio Venators, mainly because they are Abelisaurids, related to Carnotaurus. Being cheap passive tames, they are really fast, have very good melee damage, and, just like the Megatherium, they gain a damage bonus when they kill an insect, hence the name Scorpio Venator, which means the Scorpion Hunter. It wouldn't be a Thanatos Dracon video without some dinosaur autism now, would it? And as the sun was setting, Hanzo Hasashi was added to the team as our resident bug killer. And kill the bugs it did on day 16, being able to fight off armies of Titanornerma for their chitin to turn into some creamy good cementing paste. And as the day advanced, I tamed up 2 more Troodons for my Troodon back home, and even a new Abelisaurid called Krupi. Hey, I got a Krupi! And Wiggles was a treat to have. After all of the apex creatures I've tamed, this thing wasn't a combat creature. Rather, it was able to camouflage and even snake charm other dinosaurs into becoming passive tames. For day 17, I went into the pyramids to collect Artifact of the Massive and Artifact of the Clever. However, though, Artifact of the Clever was stuck in the mesh, so I had to use commands to get it, and I do not want to hear anyone saying I cheated. If the map has a bug, then there's nothing much I can do. I suffered my first death of the challenge on day 19 when I was returning from a snow expedition that I went through on day 18. A wyvern decided to sneak up behind me and burn my ass to a crisp. Ah, damn it. I know this was a stupid idea. Okay. Now, it may seem bad that I lost my stuff in the middle of nowhere and I didn't have a flyer. But that's where a personal gravestone comes in. I could create this item so that I can retrieve all the items I've had on my corpse. Haha! Fuck you, wyverns. I have my shit back. Later on in the day, I decided to test out Wiggles' ability to pacify creatures, so I put him up against a Pulmonoscorpius and then danced in front of him until it decided to become my friend. Dude, dance, there we go. Hey, it worked. Okay. Okay, so the thing actually works. You want a regular kibble, right? Shit, I don't know. Oh, I spoiled meat though. There you go. Boom. Stinger, not too creative, I know, but Day 20 was spent with El Rato trying to kill a bunch of desert creatures for their loot. I started off day 21 by farming a bunch of loots from loot drops and treasure caches and then putting them into the salvage station to turn them into their raw ingredients. But the highlight of the day for me was using Angela the Angaturuma to tame up a Daemonus and even taming a mating pair by accident. On day 22 I went out looking for a very specific creature. And I managed to find it, the Hatzegopteryx. I wasn't looking to taming it right now since I couldn't, because to be able to tame it, you need to kill one first, rip out its skull, and toss it to the Hatzegopteryx that you actually intend on taming. And since this was a good 130, I didn't want to kill it. So, going back home, I decided to make some preparations. I would need wyverns to be able to fight off the Hatzegopteryx, but while making my way to the trench, I saw a Acrocanthosaurus. Thanks to its jet saddle, I could go through very long distances in very short amount of time. So, putting out wiggles, I managed to snake charm it and then tamed it. Back home, I made a fabricator, made some gasoline, and then crafted up the jet saddle. Day 24 was spent with me grinding up all of the equipment I got from the loot drops so that I can get resources to upgrade El Rato's saddle. Here was my big brain idea. I would get wyverns, use them as cannon fodder to kill off another Hatzegopteryx, then use El Rato to actually fight the main Hatzegopteryx. I needed to get equipment, turn them into resources, and in return use that to upgrade El Rato's saddle. So on day 25 I farmed, went to the wyvern trench to steal some lightning wyvern eggs, and then went out on an ocean exploration to get some oil. I stole some poison wyvern eggs, made a generator and an egg incubator, used that to hatch the Anzu egg. Then I hatched up all of the wyvern eggs. Then as I let them grow, I saw that one of them was a beautiful 120, so I named them Aces High Eddie. But due to me raising all of these wyverns, I had run out of meat. So it was time to go for a meat run. Eddie and I killed a bunch of Brontos and then I took him to the Rock Drake Island. There weren't any eggs, yet I was able to kill a bunch of Rock Drakes for their meat and feathers. While farming up for the saddle on day 29, I completed a milestone, upgraded my skill tree, and then made the Hatzegopteryx saddle. On day 30, I went to the Arctic island. Turns out after a dino wipe, another Hatzegopteryx had spawned, but I still kept my hopes up. I went into the volcano and found an extremely low level one. Me and Aces High Eddie went to work and... Holy, okay. Yeah, I may have underestimated how much damage Eddie could deal. After ripping out the Hatzeg's skull, I went ahead, tossed it, and began the taming. After tiring it out, I climbed on top of it and rodeoed it.
Oh yes, finally!
After fucking around with the Hatzeg for the rest of day 30, I had to pick up the pace. So, on day 31, I went up to a cave to pick up an artifact. I was gearing up to tame an Acrocanthosaurus, So I farmed, made a shotgun, and even went for an OSD drop. And then used all of the OSD loot to get myself some riches. Using all of the loot, I made myself a Mastercraft shotgun, and then tamed up a mantis that I named Kamakuras. I then crafted up some baits to prepare myself for the upcoming taming frenzy I would go on. On day 36, I tamed up a Lythronax that I left orphaned and killed a Alpha Titanophonius. And on day 37, after looking for it all day, I fought and tamed a Euteranus. On day 38, I raided the rock drake nest to find some of their eggs. Please tell me there's something good. And managed to get a very lucky 170. Okay, please tell me there's something good. Finally! Finally a good level egg. I also tamed up an Oviraptor after I saved it from a Gigantoraptor. Hey! Oviraptors. Finally egg farming time. You come with me? Oh, you are the baby. Okay, whatever. And to end the day, I killed a Dreadmare to get its altar. And until day 42, I killed a Reaper Queen on the Aberrant Island, scoured around, and finally managed to find a 150 Acrocanthosaurus. Why is there nothing? Like, literally nothing. I mean, at least there's Scorpio Venatus. And Albertosaurus. Let's go. Finally. Please be a good level. Please be a good level. Please be a good level. 150. After I snatched up the Acro, I brought it over to a secluded island spot so that I can begin the taming process. How I would tame it is that I would shoot it a bunch of times until it roared at me. Then force-fed it some biotoxin until it knocked itself out. Normally you would need to trap it with behemoth gates, but my dumbass said, hey, I have enough movement speed, I can outrun it. No, I swear to fucking God. And after rushing back with Jet, I perhaps did something that will haunt me forever. Please. I am gonna end myself. So, not only have I lost a perfect tame, I've wasted an entire day trying to tame it. What could make this day even worse, you may ask? Wait. Dude, where are the eggs? No, the rock drake egg! I'm gonna... That was a 175 rock drake egg. I forgot to turn on the fucking incubator. Are you kidding me? So yeah, it was just getting worse and worse. But hey, I managed to get a Hatzegopteryx saddle from this drop. Oh, Hatzegopteryx saddle. Now, fully dripped out, it was time to head over to the wyvern trench. Because I wanted some kibble and maybe some revenge. And after my little egg heist, I decided to go and tame a Phaseolasuchus. Due to a mod, its bite type was changed to be similar to a Dunkleosteus, meaning that it was able to harvest metal and flint extremely efficiently, so it would be a very good tame to have. And harvest efficiently it did. Very, very well. I put all of the flint and stone to good use to make some spark powder, and hashed up all of my wyverns. I wasn't ever gonna use them for bossing, but it was still nice to have them. And this day was actually getting better, since midday I managed to tame up a Enteries. And when the day was coming to an end, I went over to the extinction zone to find a Ledumahadi. In order to tame one, I would need to shoot it until it went into a block stance, then shot it more until it decided to do a thunderclap attack, and then shot it again during the thunderclap so that the energy would disperse onto its body, inflicting torpor. Rinse and repeat until it's knocked out, and I would have a Ledumahadi. But it fell in the water. Fuck. So instead, I just tamed a Majangasaurus. Hey. And managed to perfect tame a Meraxis that had really decent stats. Please tell me you have 22 points into melee. Oh, okay, 32 into health is good. 32 into health is really, really good. I can at least tame the dude. If I tame a dude that has good enough melee, I can actually use these guys for bossing. And afterwards, tamed up another Scorpio Venator, which actually had babies, so I got a 4-for-1 deal. And after farming with my Fasola for the rest of the day, I made a electric prod and a machine gun to tame up the Ledumahadi. But it wouldn't be that easy. No. This thing had to be by far one of the most painful and resource-consuming tames I've ever seen. Boom, bitch! Okay. Okay, it actually fills up and I'm out of bullets. So yeah, after eating 108 bullets, this thing only took 1.7 torpor out of its 13.5 thousand. After spending the entire morning trying to tame it and losing my armor, I decided to bail. Hell nah. Hell nah, we're not doing this. Okay, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this to myself? But hey, even after getting my ass handed to me like a 1950s housewife overcooking the chicken, I managed to tame up a Sinornithoides. After looking for perhaps easier tames, I found and tamed a Tyrannomimus and a Phosphato-Draco. Now, you guys may have questions. Why am I taming all of these creatures extremely fast? My challenge is to tame up all the creatures from these mods. Let me lay out some of the ground rules since we're almost halfway done. I must tame any creature added from a mod. If I tame a variant like the Scorched or Aberrant, it counts towards all of them. I do not need to tame all variants. Mods that change up vanilla creatures need to be different enough, like Paleo ARK. So, Shad's better creatures do not count, aside from the Stygia Moloch. And lastly, creatures that are in different mods but are the same creature, I only need to tame one of them. For example, young Tyrannosaurus from Prehistoric Beasts, and additional creatures. I was on a taming high. I fought, okay, here we go, and tamed a Paleothery on day 45, and in the same way I fought and then immersive tamed a Tyrannodominator on day 46, and then failed another Acro tame. I'm gonna fucking end myself. This is the second time I failed this. To keep the edging streak going, I tamed up a Genudectes and stole a Mountain Drake egg. No, that's different. What's that? Mountain wyvern. Okay, we can cross that off the list. Day 47 could be my lucky day, since not only did I find a 130 scorched Acrocanthosaurus, I also found a Antrodamus, Meraxes, and an Empirosaurus. And you could say I was a bit overjoyed. Dude, I am gonna bust the fattest nut of my life if I manage to tame all of 135 Edmontonia. Okay. Today's our lucky day. Today's our lucky day. We cannot fail any of this.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
So I started off with the Empirosaurus. And failed it horribly. Empiro. Are you shitting me? I'm trying to help you! No! I'm gonna just fucking snap. I was not having a good time. So, after grabbing up the Antro, beating it up, concussing it twice, I managed to tame it. After healing up Basin, I went out, relocated, and attempted to tame the Acro again. Ah, finally! Where's my mutton? Here. There we go. And in the morning of day 49, Bandit the Acro was tamed up. And I was extremely happy to have Bandit on my team, because Acrocanthosaurus is my favorite Carcharodontosaurid, and in ARK, one of my favorite creatures. I mean, just listen to its roar. Genuine perfection. But anyways, later on I found a Meraxes and brought it over to the hills so that I can tame it and make a bossing army of these guys. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. We can start off breeding our Meraxes army.
I need to be bred! I need to be bred!
After hatching some Postosuchus eggs that I found while searching for the Meraxes, I went out to the pyramids to grab the young Tyrannosaurus that I found. Day 49 actually proved to be a very good and beneficial day, since I managed to find this beautiful 150 giganthophis that I spent the entire day trying to tame. Okay, come on, grab me. And at the halfway point, day 50, I actually didn't do anything special. I spent the entire day farming on Freddy Krueger, the Therizinosaurus, and Sandshark, the Phasolasuchus. But when the sun was setting and I was leveling up Bandit on desert creatures, I saw a Empirosaurus. So this time I decided to clear the area before I did the taming. So after I angered it using the sail of its fallen brethren, and then beat the ever-loving shit out of it until it decided I was worthy enough to be its friend. And afterwards tamed up a Tarchia near the Red Obelisk. So all should be good, right? I have good tames, and now since I have a Giganthophis, I can knock creatures out easily to immersive tame the ones that need KO taming. Well, yeah, that Giganthophis, let's say, didn't last very long. And no, I don't think it will. Don't, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Dude, no, 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 I'm such an idiot. I panicked. Oh, fuck. That was a 150. I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. Like, I love Up From Depths. I think, like, they're an amazing mod creator. But I hate Lidu Mahadi. Fuck this thing.
Hey buddy, how you doing?
But it was all fine, right? At least I got a Gargoylosaurus. So I took my anger out on a local Hatzegopteryx couple. There we go. And then tap danced a Alpha Neovenator to death before killing a Zungariatherium and then adopted its orphan child. Fuck you! Okay, we're just gonna kill the Anga. But today's ultimate goal was to tame up a bunch of sheep and breed them, because today I was gonna tame a Zaldir dragon. We thank God you're male. So after setting the Ovis to fuck, okay, red one, I'm gonna need you to fuck your own daughter. I went to where I last saw it. Let's clear the area first. Actually, wait, Zuniceratops. That's actually one of the creatures I needed. Come here. How kind of you to just run at me. Thank you. Boom. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you. You know what? Die. 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 I fucking hate you. Piss the fuck off. And since it refused to eat any sheep until the morning, I had to just sit around and wait for it to get hungry. Here we go, another one. Okay, this gives like 10%, that's good. Here we go. Sheep. Here we go. And I hope this is enough for you. Okay, it did the wing animation. Yeah, there we go. Time to tame this. And since it was at 50% taming, all I had to do now was to kill a bunch of creatures like you would do with the Karchatame, and then I would have my dragon. Yes! Since taming Stormfly took almost 2 days, I needed to pick up the pace. I started off by killing a bunch of Iguana Colossus and then adopting their baby. And when I was going through the red obelisk to get to the extinction zone, I saw this. What is the goddamn fucking Lidu Mahadi. Alpha Hatzegopteryx. Okay, that's a 150. If I go in and out of render distance, its alpha thing will wear off, right? Yeah. Oh, you're a beautiful color as well. Toss it. Yes! Basil. But I was still behind schedule, so I tamed up a Loraniasaurus, adopted a Taurosaurus after its parents succumbed to unforeseen circumstances, and finally tamed up a Kalankan. There we go. Big burb. But my favorite tame so far was the Cryojukan. Around the redwoods, I tamed up a Sedarasaurus. Tamed a Terrorbird because I thought I would need its eggs to tame a Titanophonius. And then sacrificed some electrical generators to a Nothosaurus so that it would become my friend. So lean. I then took a Dynamo, tamed a Bacolites, and then went out on a underwater expedition. Now you may have realized that Nothosaurus is missing its ability UI. The reason for it is that Wildcard released an update that broke a lot of mods' UIs. So thank you Wildcard for fucking it up. But anyways, I got a Bungaridus and an Axelroidectus. And an Oranosaurus. But the day's main treat was finding this beautiful coral snake looking giganthophis. And after staying up all night taming up this giganthophis, Dalamador was finally added to my team. I was AFK in base for 2 days, so on day 60 I went out to tame a Titanophonius that I found near the dunes. Now I realized that explaining things day by day in this monotonous voice isn't exactly entertaining, so here's a quick little lightning round from day 60 to day 70 on what I did.
Man, I just farted in the elevator, and they like, who farted in the elevator? Bitch, I just farted in that. Okay, now I'm going up like an escalator. Wait, why do I smell someone's fart on the escalator? Someone farted on the escalator. Oh wait, it was me, see you later. Spit on my finger and then I put it in your ear. Shaved down my host crazy, she hit me in my left eye. Oh man, pray for the next guy. I just ate mac and cheese out my pants pocket. Gave her my number and she immediately blocked it. I just put a metal fork into an electrical socket. I got bored as hell and started to play Bop It. Kicked my uncle in the balls, yeah I'm Batman. I just ate a protein bar out of a trash can. Fought a cripple, man, that dude really lacked hands. Stripper shitted on me when she gave me a lap dance. Man, I just farted in the elevator. And they like, who farted in the elevator? Bitch, I just farted in the... Okay, now I'm going up like an escalator. Wait, why do I smell someone's farts on the escalator? Someone farted on the escalator. Oh wait, it was me, see you later. Man, I just farted in the elevator. And they like, who farted in the elevator? Bitch, I just farted in the... Okay, now I'm going up like an escalator. Wait, why do I smell someone's fart on the escalator? Someone farted on the escalator. Oh wait, it was me, see you later.
Come here. Hope you guys have enjoyed that quick little ADHD montage, because right now I'm knocking out a Ornithocheirus. Finally, screw you! I used the element that I got from the element vein to craft up the artifacts I would use for the boss fights. Bam! Okay. After taming up those two, I managed to find a Vectispinus. Managing to tame this guy would mean that I would be done with all of Tristan's mods. The Baryonyx. Vectispinus, fucking finally. Have this. I'm gonna just... Yes. Boom. And from one Spinosauric to another, I managed to tame a Siamosaurus, getting me 1 inch closer to being done with the Prehistoric Beasts mod. Oh, also, managed to tame up a obelisk squid that was in the same river as the Siamo, meaning that the only 2 creatures left in the Paleo ARK mod set was the Mosasaurus and the Giga. After killing a Dilong and adopting its child, I made my way to the Aberrant Islands because I needed to get a Angulomasticator, which would only spawn in zones that had aberrant spawns. I needed to be careful since they had a chance to become aggressive towards you once fed. Luckily for me, I didn't encounter that. Aquatic mushroom, I can give you that. But yeah, instead of waiting, I just decided to take him home. Haha! Okay, only Nasudo and Saltasaurus. Once again, to the Aberrant Island we gotta go. I would not need to look far for the Nasudo, however, since I found one right next to the Oasis zone. Next up, I managed to get a Colosuchus and a Thresher Shark near the Arctic zone waters. And after doing a little pit stop for a Hatzeg on Hatzeg violence, I tamed up a Dayark near the beaches I started off in. I then wasted the entire evening and night of day 73 trying to tame up a Tyrannotitan that wouldn't stop attacking everything it saw. I finally managed to find the salt-covered sauropod grazing among the hills, and after a brief feeding, it was mine. Oh, also managed to get this here Quintitanonerma. I became one step closer to finishing Kami's creations when I tamed here Camaryllosaurus, which was basically a dwarf Spinosaurus that acted as a shoulder pad. Meanwhile, I was doing all of this taming. I actually left my Acros and Karchas breeding back home, so when I came back, I had my small little army comprised of a bunch of child soldiers. I let my small little army raise up overnight, and then headed over to the extinction zone, because today was the day I was gonna tame a Giga. So after shooting at the Giga heartbait, I challenged it to a fight and had a really anticlimactic experience. You see, due to the terrain placement of the map, the Giga was bugged and it wouldn't attack me. It could still move around, but when it came to attack animations, it just wouldn't play. So after spending the entire day trying to prove myself worthy, I managed to do it. But I couldn't take a break for even a moment. So after putting out Dynamo the Nothosaurus, I set out on an ocean exploration to find a Mosasaurid that would complete Kami's creation pack. And to finally complete the Paleo ARK pack, I would need to tame a Mosasaurus. So, setting off on Dynamo into the lagoon, I locate it and then begin to fight the Mosasaurus for its baby. I soon needed to make my return, however, since fighting a Mosasaurus head-on without any electricity charges would be a death sentence. So I would constantly kill low-tier creatures, charge myself up, use the electricity to damage the Mosasaurus, and rinse and repeat this. Oh, and when I was coming back from a charging trip, I managed to find this beautiful Hadal dragonfish. The electricity burst tech was not working well since Mosasaurus was dealing very high damage to my Nothosaurus. So after doing a quick little tag, here's the big reveal. The Hatzeg can swim. After using this behemoth of a bird to kill the Mosa and then adopt its child, I was finally done with the Paleo ARK pack. I tossed the child out to a shallow lake as a form of animal abuse because its parent made me wait an entire day to tame it. And as the child was raising up, I gave my Hadal dragonfish a little makeover. Day 77 was a day of the Grand Hunt, where I would go out and tame the Livyathan whale. So I healed up my Mosa. I fired the Giga heartbait as a challenge.
Huh? What? Oh, get fucked.
So after going back, I finally got Moby Dick tamed up. After killing a baby Livyathan, I spent the rest of the night Moby Dicking around taming a Prionosuchus, a Hynaria, and a Lualabea. And finally, in the morning of day 78, I tamed up a Scelidosaurus, leaving me only with the giant sea slug and a Hinosaurus from the Prehistoric Beasts pack. I crafted up the station, the tanning rack. While I waited for the Livyathan leather to dry up, I transformed a Giga saddle I found from a drop into an Evo Giga saddle. And finally, I was able to saddle up my Livyathan. I took Moby Dickhead out for a little ride. In the morning, I found and tamed up a Hinosaurus, found a horned nurse shark, which I thought was gonna go well because of its level, but turns out it was gonna take forever. So in the meantime, I tamed up a ogre donner, made a bunch of kibble from stolen Postosuchus eggs, and finally tamed the nurse shark. I finished off the Prehistoric Beast pack by taming up Gary the giant sea slug, and worked towards ending the catalog of additional creatures by knocking out a Giga Titan. The final creature of this challenge was the Brachiosaurus. This Liapleurodon-like looking motherfucker was a pain in the ass to tame. In Ark Survival Evolved, you would feed it a corpse and it would become pacified towards you, and then you would passive feed it. But in Ark Survival Ascended, this thing is like a Mosasaurus where you just have to knock it out. Even though it sounds easy, this thing is hyper aggressive, causes bleed, and swims really fast. I needed my Livyathan to be used as bait while I tried to knock it out. But since I didn't have enough tranks, I needed to take out Freddy Krueger for a little narcoberry run, and finally made use of the trank mod for the last creature of the fucking challenge.
Fuck you, finally.
Oh my god, dude, this thing took forever. But I would not just sit idly and waste time waiting for it to tame. because it was time to kill some bosses. My first victim was the Megapithecus. For this boss fight, I'd use the Meraxes since they had good AoE damage, healing, and a rage mode, meaning they'd probably be able to tank the hits and boulders without much issue. And soon, I loaded up everyone at the Blue Obelisk, including Dova the Uteranus, gave the artifacts needed, and began the boss fight. Yes! Okay, monkey's down. After the monkey business was over, I set out to farm some metal with Sandshark while Dova healed up. I used the metal to make some Acro saddles since they were gonna be the stars of the Broodmother boss fight. Acros had a very high resistance to projectile damage, acting as a bullet sponge, dealt very high damage to small creatures like Aranios for easy cleanup, and were immune to the torpor of the Broodmother projectiles. I just wish I used them for another upcoming boss fight as well. But anyways, with my Acros and Dova all ready to go, we loaded up and braced ourselves for the upcoming boss fight with an Australian's house pet. Okay, one more done. Manticore to go. Okay. I returned to base and set my Brachios to breed since I would need them in the dragon boss fight. Next up was the Manticore. I would use my Giga and Acrocanthosaurus for the boss fight. Loading up, I knew this was gonna be a tough fight since I didn't have any wyverns with me to actually deal damage in the air, so only reliable damage would come from Karchus and a Giga. Only the dragon is left. I first need to beat the titans, then the dragon. My plan for the next couple of days was as it goes. I would use the Karch's meat harvesting and my meat spoiler to get a lot of spoiled meat, use sand sharks to farm obsidian, use those to make polymer, and then use them with the metal ingots to make corrupted hearts for the titans, thanks to the more Engram entries mod. Since there's no way in fuck I'm farming 300 corrupted hearts from creatures in time and I need to be efficient. So I farmed, crafted up the drops I needed, farmed some talents, and set out for the first titan on our list, the Desert Titan. Thank fuck, finally. For the next couple of days, it would be spent farming, crafting corrupted hearts, doing even more farming, raising the young, farming even more, and making a lot of corrupted hearts. Yeah, we've officially went from looking for creatures to tame to basically grinding for days on end. And finally, on day 87, it was time to launch an attack on the Titan. Okay, fucking hell, that took an entire day. I couldn't just stop right now. I was right there, so I straight up went for the Ice Titan terminal and started the boss fight. Okay. Only the dragon is left. I am almost done with this challenge, holy shit. It had all led up to here on day 90. I had tamed every creature I can, beat every boss, and finally I was gonna finalize it with the dragon. Finally! Oh my god, I'm done with this challenge! Oh. And that concludes the challenge. Since this map didn't have a tech cave, all I had to do was beat the last boss, which was the dragon. I had tamed every creature on the mod list that I'll be putting down in the description below. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know the audio quality and editing isn't the best, I'm trying new things. I know this video took a long time and I apologize for that, but I hope you guys have a wonderful holidays ahead of you. I'm Thanatos Dracon. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Take care and bye bye.